Kaylee and Denny Janou like to lead by example. They're committed environmentalists, but don't have a lot of green to spend toward that lifestyle. Still, they're proving you can do it for the same cost or much less than those who use much more energy.
We looked at our life and we said, okay, in our budget, what can we do to sort of take care of our piece of the planet? And we've managed to do that.
This includes Denny's job as a VP at Glacier Guides and Montana Raft Company.
We focus on eco-friendly travel, so we take people on backpacking trips and rafting trips, which have low impact on the environment which they're on.
Kaylee, meanwhile, helped create Climate Ride, an annual bike ride from New York to Washington, D.C.
I almost never drive.
Living in the small town of Whitefish, Montana, allows her to use bicycling as her main means of transport.
I took the 2-mile challenge, so anything under 2 miles, I use my bike to get to. It's good for me, keeps me healthy, keeps the weight off.
Denny also bikes and drives the family Prius when he can't.
I try to get between 45 and 50 miles per gallon.
As for Kaylee in cars,
I've probably driven a couple of thousand miles a year compared to the average American, which drives about 15,000 miles a year. So I feel pretty good about that.
This Chariot stroller allows them to take son Luca with them when they're biking, as well as anything they need to carry. The Janous are also saving energy and money in and around their home.
Things that we do, programmable thermostats in our house, very important, really saves money, especially in the long Montana winters. Insulation, great insulation, cheap thing to do.
In summer, they take advantage of natural air conditioning.
In the night, we open up all the windows so all the cool air comes in, cools down the house. As you can tell, it's about 65 in here right now. And then during the day, we close them all up, drop all the shades, and it just stays nice and cool, usually around 70, 75 when it's a 90-degree day out.
They count on this one small gas stove to heat the whole house because they use ceiling fans to move the heat all around to every room. Moving to the kitchen, the Janous went with technology over using gallons of hot water to hand wash their dishes every day.
We bought a high-efficiency dishwasher, and it was totally worth the price, and now we use something like 1.5 gallons of water to wash all of our dishes each day.
They save more water and energy by buying a side-loading washer and dryer. The washer only fills up with enough water to cover the clothes. And they definitely need the efficient washer and dryer because of their choice in diapers, reusables.
And I probably spent $200 on diapers, and I'm going to save thousands of dollars in the end over using disposables.
They even found biodegradable baby wipes that go with much of their garbage to the compost. It starts in this can in their kitchen, then gets tossed in a hole in the ground where it eventually becomes rich food for their healthy and money-saving garden. Also,
we go and buy a share from a local farmer, and that saves so much money. We're not having produce trucked in, from California or Mexico or flown in from Chile.
The tasty local fruits and veggies made one of their other green decisions easier for these once major meat eaters.
18% of all carbon emissions in the world are from the production of meat. So we looked at our diet and we said, okay, why don't we cut out meat 3 nights a week? Now we've cut it out, almost 5 to 6, but that makes a huge difference, and it's cheaper.
Much of the Janous' desire to be green comes from living around Glacier National Park, which scientists say is heating up twice as fast as any other area in the U.S. If that doesn't change, the park's glaciers could melt away in just 10 to 20 years.
And that really was the wake-up call for me, seeing it in our backyard.
What happens when there aren't glaciers in Glacier National Park?
The Janous are sad much of the green movement has become a political part of the debate over global warming. They see living green as financially wise and good citizenship, freeing us from pollution and foreign oil.
This country was built upon Americans being very self-sustaining and resourceful people.
Denny and Kaylee point out this isn't about liberal, conservative, left, right. Anyone who decides to do good for the earth also does good for themselves. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Glacier National Park.